Come on, admit it. You want to go viral, don't you? Well, this week on Bimoto's AI Power 20, I'm going to show you how I've done it, and you can too. Welcome to Bimoto's AI Power 20. Make sure that you are subscribed so every week you can get my tips, my tricks, and the things that you need to do to be able to blow up your business. This week, we're going to talk about going viral. So there's a lot of different things that go into being viral, but I want to help you understand how I've done it on multiple platforms. So this week on AI Power 20, I'm going to go through what I've done and how you can replicate it. So let's bring up the screen and I'm going to show you some tips, some tricks, and some ideas that will help you take your business to the next level. So everybody knows what viral is. It's when content spreads rapidly through online shares and millions of people watch it, right? Well, look, when you go viral, you have, of course, a little bit of more credibility, but it also helps you bring visitors. And if you do this properly, then you're going to have people visiting your bio, and it's going to help you in so many different ways. Well, one of the key challenges that you're going to have, and I've put this right here, it's predicting virality because it involves luck. It does. And that's why I've put the best I could, this quote by Billy Jean as marketing. And he said, you can't predict virality with certainty, but you can pay for it. I took a course from him way back when, and that's what he said, is that he pays to go viral. So for the rest of us who may not have the millions of dollars that he does, I want to talk to you about some of the ways that you can do it. And I'm going to give you examples along the way. So even though it says slide, I'd rather just show you right here on my document to help you understand this. One of the best ways to go viral, and I'm going to show you my different accounts that have experienced some ways of different levels of virality along the way. But one of the best ways to ensure virality is to have awe, anger, or amusement. And I'm going to show you a couple of those from just my Instagram channel, my YouTube channels, and all the just different ways that I've been able to do it. So let's pop this up. Let's go first to this one. This is the first time I would say that I've gone viral. And this one, for example, I'm not going to show it because it's pretty gruesome, I guess. If you're into that, you can look for Jeffery Boyle motorcycle accident, leg injury 2011. And this one's had over 1 million views to it. But it doesn't do me any good to go viral with a leg injury because I can't use it for business. I can't monetize it. But that one went viral for a very specific reason. It had awe to it. And awe, if you can do some awe and incorporate it into your business through stories, through all kinds of different things, you're going to significantly increase your ability to go viral. And I'm going to show you a couple other ones that involve laughter and other ways that help drive the shares. So one of the main words that you need to understand when you're going through that is emotional content connects with readers. And I'm going to show you using Bimoto how you can implement all of these different things once you understand where you're trying to go viral. Okay, so let me go give you some examples of how that's worked. When I lived in Costa Rica, I was trying to show people that you could have an amazing time and at the same time you could build your business. And I could, with my shorts, predict quite a bit of medium virality, right? So French kissing a giraffe. Well, you can show that. I put a carrot in my mouth and then a giraffe came in and grabbed it and his tongue hit me in the face. It was pretty awesome, actually. And another one with giraffes. This was Costa Rica, and they had these little tiny ants, and they would go through and they'd eat my food. And I was just documenting our journey of building and starting Bimoto while we were in the wild of Costa Rica and just this amazing place. This one had 4.1 thousand views. So these aren't huge virality, but you start to add these on top of each other. And we really had some cool things. Rappelling with my kids over Costa Rican waterfalls. So you can just see boom, boom, boom. I've got hundreds of thousands of views just in a matter of 2 weeks in Costa Rica. Some of them didn't do as well. This one had 7.5 thousand, 1.6, and so on and so forth. My wife dancing on the street in Costa Rica in a city called La Fortuna. And so if you start to add those up, especially in a row, and at the time I was trying to show how to launch a business while living in another country, that starts to be really powerful. And the way that we did that, if you look at this formula, There was laughter, there was awe, and there was just amusing prompts sharing with people. And so those are some of the things that are really important as you start to drive virality. So here's another one: social currency and practical value. So with my Instagram, well, look, I've never really had one go millions of views. I have on TikTok, and I'll show that to you. But and I've had on my YouTube channel millions of views on different things. But on my Instagram, it's all business content. So let's look at my Instagram account. So this is an example of a podcast that I did with a really cool guy. And this one, for example, had 917 likes. It had 1,100 interactions. It engaged with all kinds of accounts on it, and it was viewed 31,000 times. That means that the people watched it multiple times who are on there, and it went out to a lot of non-followers. And my Instagram account has that on a regular basis. My Instagram account gets in front of hundreds of thousands of people per month. And I'm here to tell you, I would much prefer the consistency of 5, 10, 15,000 views than one account, such as my TikTok account, that I'll show you on this next one, that I would rather have the consistent buildup of lots and lots of views on there. So let's go to the next one: visuals and storytelling. So images increase shares by 35%. Memorable narratives make content shareable, and visuals get right here. Visuals and images really increase the amount of things that people will, the amount of views that you're going to get. So let's go to my X account. This is Twitter. This particular one, I used AI to put Elon Musk with our founding fathers. And this one had 78,000 views, hundreds of likes, 50 bookmarks, and lots and lots of shares. So if you click on this, you'll see that. I mean, that's kind of fun. It's a visual of Elon Musk with our founding fathers. The next one, of course, George Washington, then with Thomas Jefferson, with Abraham Lincoln, Theodore Roosevelt. And each one of these, if you added up all the views for each one of these posts, because I did it in I posted the one, and then you respond to it. It's called a thread. This received over 100,000 views in a matter of 2 to 3 days. And so when you do this, if you're able to increase the visuals, it's going to boost very much the appeal of what you have. Another one, timing and platform optimization. So with TikTok, all of these different things apply: visuals and laughter. Of course, laughter is going to drive it. With business, sometimes it's more difficult. So that's why the reason why I use TikTok. Let's go into that one here. Let's find that TikTok. You can see when I was in Costa Rica, it was the same thing. But some of my TikToks didn't just receive 10,000 views. This one received 2.2 million views. And it was just to show, once again, kind of our lifestyle of growing our business while we are having an amazing time. So if you go within TikTok, I was constantly trying to evaluate what would do the best, what time to post, the best time to do it. But most of my TikToks would receive 250, 300 views. And over time, that piles up. And then occasionally, I would get one that would just pop like crazy when I was there. So if I go back to when I was in Costa Rica, you can see some of them popped like crazy. Let me get there. And that's the important thing that you need to understand, is that it has to be, if you're going to be doing business and you really want it to pop, you have to be able to, of course, experiment with the topics. And some of them do extraordinarily well. And some of them, for example, this one, 30,000 views, 7,500 views. And like I say, 22,000 views, 4,400, 37,000 views, 13,000. So when you start to pile those on top of each other, they can make a big, big difference in that virality, right? So let's go to the next one as you go on there. So it's a lot of the timing to know when to post. And the only time you know that, a lot of times you can do the research, but it's also through experimentation. There's different ways that you can also enhance and increase your ability to be able to go viral. Some of these are, for example, this Social Cat, Shopify collabs, and Upfluence. If you don't have a big budget to advertise, then you can also find micro influencers that have 10 to 15,000 views. I guess at this point I'm a micro influencer on multiple different platforms, but you can find people that are specific to your industry that will then promote your prompt or your post for you. And that's also an excellent way to be able to, in the beginning, start to bring people over to you. It's just doing collabs, and you can find that with a couple of these different ones that are on there. And these micro influencers will have 10 to 50,000 followers. And like I said, I've got that on various different accounts. And what they'll do is they'll say, hey, check out Jeff and what he has to offer. You do have to pay them, but it's a good way to be able to, in the beginning, really create a surge of legitimate traffic to your account. And then the next one, steps to go viral. I really recommend that one of the things that you do is that you check out Google Trends. It's just trends.google.com/trends. And on here, you can just do a keyword. So AI, marketing, or another thing that I help a lot of people with, let's do business grants. So I can explore that and see what some of those topics would be, the number of interest over, throughout the day. So business grants, 100 people were looking for it at this time. These are the states that are most interested, including Vermont. So Vermont's really hot with business grants and where people are looking for in that. And then you can see the related topics. And all of these, I'm going to show you how it is that you can use those, inside of Bimodo to be able to get what you want. So let's do this. So let's do marketing for small business owners. And you can explore what's trending. And you can see with this, that's very low interest throughout today. So that tells me I shouldn't do a topic on marketing for small business owners, because right now that's just not trending. I can go right here and I can see which, by hitting trending now, and I can see what topics may relate to me. And you can see that in business, you're going to have to do a little bit of search, and you're not going to find 20,000 people per hour that are doing this, but you can find different topics in the past 24 hours or the past 2 weeks, whatever you want to do, past 7 days. And you can find some of the topics that may relate to you. And then you can do videos, or you can do different posts that relate to that. So check that one out as well. And then the last one, this is what I encourage you, and I'll show you in Bimodo how to really make that happen, is that you have to encourage people. The same way when I started this off is be sure you subscribe and like. I have to remind people, right? I bring a huge value. I've got a nice following, and I get hundreds of views on just about everything I do when I put them all together. But it makes a difference to encourage people to share this. And then you need to start to track the engagement and refine your strategy. All of the stuff that I teach every single week when we're on here. And the last thing what I tell you is going viral is nice. It's fun to get on and see that I've had 2 million views of I've done this or the other. But this is something that I encourage you to understand. This is a client that has over 5 million views over a 90-day period of time on X. And what he's done is he's done it through consistently bringing people to his account. He's got over 1,000 verified followers, which means he's got a real following, and he has thousands, tens of thousands of profile visits by consistently getting people to go to his posts. This is the real virality. And I want to encourage you to jump on the call or just in the message DM me and ask for the different dominate your niche, different documents that we have. And on here, it shows you how within Bimodo to be able to really put your social sells on rocket fuel, how to be able to use Bimodo to identify your niche. This is Bimodo right here on how to identify your niche, how to do, for example, viral tweets. And I count my real virality by the month. hundreds of views per post, thousands as it relates to tens of thousands on Instagram, hundreds of views per video. All of that adds up. And if you want to be able to see this, there's other guys that are going to charge you a couple $100 for this information with Bimoto. Let me get into the right one right here. I'll send you a link to this for free, and I'll also share with you in the bottom of this video. I'm going to share with you how to be able to test Bimoto for free for a week. And this document, of course, has that same link on it. I encourage you to take a look at this. This is the future of marketing, is to be able to not just capture AI, but to be able to understand how to monetize it. And you monetize it by creating regular amounts of content that are attractive to your target market on a regular basis. And I believe in doing massive amounts of content. I believe in taking massive and immediate action. And the right action is key to that. So learn from my mistakes in the past, learn from where I've gone viral. But more importantly than just going viral is having lots of consistent traffic to your different platforms and having your bios set the proper way. Make sure you join me this Wednesday, every Wednesday at 2 Mountain, 4 Eastern, where I go on and do a live Q&A to the Bimoto AI Power Hour. This AI Power 20 every week. I try to encapsulate some of what we're doing, but I'm going to show you each week how I can output mass amounts of content in my tone and style that attracts my target market, that creates meetings for me of very qualified people within my niche. So until next week, I'm Jeffery Boyle. Make sure you subscribe and like this video, and make sure that every week you hop on my call and I'll share some of these powerful secrets, not just that are working for me, but are also working for the top people in the industry. I'll talk to you soon.